Okay, everyone, so far we've been talking about problem solving, and I'd like to go back over the key points. So first, we want to make sure that as adults we set a good example. And as you probably know already, kids pick up on everything that we do, whether it's good or bad. And so this is a great opportunity for us to model good problem solving, which is a skill that your child can copy from you. Something that you can do, for example, when you feel mad, sad, or frustrated, is act out appropriate calming strategies for your child. You can talk about feeling mad and that you need to take a break, find a cozy area to sit, talk about taking deep breaths and how that helps you feel better when you do so. And once you've relaxed, you can tell your child that your mad feelings have gone away and that you're now ready to go back to what you were doing. The next time your child is feeling upset, remind them of what you did to make yourself feel better and lead them through the steps. Sit with them and help them learn how to relax themselves. Other things that you can do are playing games that promote thinking, encouraging your child to find their own answers to problems, prompt your child to work at solving problems, and definitely congratulate them when they have solved a problem on their own. And you always want to involve your child in family problem solving. That is child friendly, of course. Oh, I see we have a question. Yes.
Yeah, my husband won't use these types of strategies. Is that okay?
Okay, let me see if I understand. You're worried that your husband will be unwilling to try the strategies that you are going to try out at home. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And how do you feel about him not using them?
Well, it makes me frustrated. In the past, when I've tried to get his cooperation, he just refuses to participate. And it makes it really hard at home to have a consistent environment.
I could see how that could be frustrating for you. So for you, his refusal is a real problem. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. That's a very common problem, but what I hear many people say when they don't have a cooperative partner is that they go ahead and try to use the strategies on their own. And then once their partner starts to see positive change happen, then they're more likely to get on board because things are working. Is there anything that you could think that you could do to make him more interested?
Well, I think if I'm using the techniques and he does see the change, he may become more interested. I also probably could tell him how easier things are becoming for me since I've been using the strategies and that my mood is changing.
So happier wife, happier life kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. And if he ended up showing interest, what would you do?
I would let him know that it really helps me out when he tries to meet me halfway.
Okay. That sounds like a great attitude and a great plan, and he may just need to hear that from you. So why don't you try to commit to using the techniques and just see what happens?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so let's move on to the next slide, and we're still talking about helping problem solving. We need to first define the problem, come up with solutions, and you can help your child come up with solutions. Be ready with a few examples of things that you can try so that you're not stuck in that moment of trying to figure something out. Evaluate the options, decide on the best solution, and then put a plan into action. Review how it worked, and if you need to revise the plan, go ahead and make those changes. And then we want to build positive self-talk to encourage our children to, further expand how they think about themselves and their feelings. So we want to ask your child to evaluate themselves on their own achievements. So you could remind your child that the last time they got angry, they really did a great job of going to that calm down area and taking the deep breaths. And let them know that you feel proud that they did that, and ask them how that made them feel. You can explain how thinking in different ways affects how you feel, and prompt your child to think about what other people may think or feel to encourage that empathy. Point out helpful and unhelpful thinking, and model using positive self-talk to cope with stress. Move on to the next one. And lastly, helping your child relax. Just like we said before, we want to provide a good model of how to manage that stress, and help them find ways that work, help them find strategies that work for them. You may try a variety of things that don't really work, but once you hit on that one thing that does, really try to focus on that. And I think that will help you out a lot. So we're going to wrap up the slides for now, and I want to know if anyone else has a question before we end.
I have a question.
Yes.
So how long does it take for these strategies to work?
That's a great question, one that I get a lot. But first, before I answer, I'd like to know how you would know that the strategies are working.
Well, I guess if my child's behavior changes, then I would know that it's working.
Exactly, right. Good. So have you ever tried a program or a strategy before that took a while to work and you thought, oh gosh, I wonder if this is ever going to work?
Yeah, I have.
Well, the beautiful thing about Triple P is that it's designed to work very quickly if the strategies are used consistently and correctly. So my advice to you would be to remind yourself to remain committed to the plan even when you feel overwhelmed. And then once you begin to see those tiny changes, you're going to feel more relaxed and confident, and your child is going to pick up on that, and you're probably going to see positive change. But then they're also going to get used to the new way of doing things. They have this new mom that's going to try out some new things, and once they get accustomed to that system, then you will really see a takeoff in change. And you should see a difference almost immediately, but if you don't, make sure to talk to your Triple P practitioner, and they can help you troubleshoot anything that, there may have been a glitch in your parenting plan. So you can always talk through with them.
Okay, great.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I think it does. I'll try it.
Okay, very good. Thank you. As far as my reflection, I believe that I used prompting questions for the parents. I believe that I gave examples to go along with the slides, and those were the positives. And I think that something that I could improve on would be spacing out the info on the slides. I feel like I ran through those a little bit quickly.